Hey, welcome to Big Lew BBQ and other things I want to do. As you can see from the shadow, that sun is bright overhead. It is about 1:45 on a hot summer sunny day. Yesterday was overcast. We had Hurricane Beryl come through. It went way west of me. We were on the eastern edge, just a few little rain showers. We didn't get much, from it at all. So no power went out, anything like that where we were. Pray for the people over there in Texas that got damage from the storm. But anyway, it's a sunny day, and the past few weeks I've been making sun tea. I always make sun tea. I make a lot of sun tea. Never thought about doing a video about it. But Father's Day, I got a gift card to Academy Sports and Outdoors. And what I bought me was one of these Nalgene bottles. Now look, I had a Nalgene bottle before, but it was very, very opaque. It was dark blue. So you can't really see what's inside the bottle. This one is fairly clear. It's not perfectly clear, a little bit of gray tint, but it's fairly clear. And I would not suggest doing this in an opaque one. It might get the water hot enough to brew the tea, but you can't really see the color of the tea and if it's where you want it to be. So you want one that's fairly transparent and less opaque, but it'd probably work in an opaque one if you wanted to. Now look, I love making sun tea. I had a great aunt that used to make sun tea all the time. She lived in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. She's from Arkansas. And when I was younger, I didn't realize why the sun tea tasted so much better. But now that I'm older and read stuff on the internet, cold brew tea, when you brew tea, like you put a tea bag in there and you let it sit like overnight in your refrigerator or all day or something and just kind of seep in there at cold temperatures in the refrigerator or whatever and brew the tea cold, it doesn't get as acidic, so it doesn't really have that bite to it. It tastes real mellow, man, real mellow. Hot brew tea's got that acidic bite to it that you like. Well, sun tea is going to kind of be like in between that. It's going to still have that little acidic bite that makes it taste like tea and that real mellow flavor that makes it smooth, All right, so I'm gonna brew tea in this, all right? I used to make sun tea in this very quart-sized jar right here. Just, same process. But this is glass. And I could do it in my backyard. But my house faces east and west, and if I'd have to do it way out in my backyard. I got a big backyard, but because the house would block some of the sun coming over from the east during most of the day. But right here on my driveway, my truck parks north and south, so the sun's going east to west. So if I lower the tailgate down, I make the sun tea right there on the tailgate of my truck. That's how I do it. And I'm always worried about this falling over and breaking in my driveway. So I got this Nalgene jar, not to make sun tea in. I just needed a plastic jar that's, I got a Hydro Flask and I got Stanley coffee bottles, not those Stanley girly cup things. But thermos type stuff, well, that keeps stuff hot and cold, but you can't make it hot and cold. A plastic one that's not thermal insulated, you can throw in a cooler, or you could put hot water in the Nalgene bottles. So I could brew tea in this with a kettle if I wanted to, I've done it and it's actually good. Done it in my old one too. But anyway, I got to thinking, that's transparent. I could make sun tea. So the past several weeks I've been making sun tea almost every day. Now, how do you make sun tea? Well, you're going to need at least a quart-sized container. I've got a half-gallon mason jar that I'll make it in if I've got a lot of people coming, and I've got a gallon pickle jar. My Aunt Ethel, she used to make it in a gallon-sized pickle jar. So a glass jar works just fine. All right, but if you can get a plastic one that's tough, you drop these Nalgene bottles, there's videos online where they don't break or anything, so I'm real happy making it on the tailgate of my truck every afternoon, and at dinner time, I've got good tea, Now look, I like my iced tea straight. I do drink sweet tea every now and then. Every now and then I'll drink sweet tea, and at somebody's house I'll drink sweet tea. But I don't actually prefer sweet tea. I prefer unsweet tea. I know so, Big Lew, you gotta give up your Southern card. You don't like some other than sweet tea. Well, look, I ain't from Alabama. I'm from Louisiana, and I like black coffee, and I like straight iced tea. No, not artificially sweetened, but straight iced tea. But if you want to sweeten this, you got two options. You can put your sugar in and let the sugar dissolve all day in it, and you can shake it up real well, as it brews. Or you can brew it and then put the sugar in it. It'll still be plenty of warm to dissolve the sugar. Or if you want to use an artificial sweetener, the pink stuff, the blue stuff, the yellow stuff, or now the green stuff, which is sort of new in the last decade or so, you're welcome to put that in here too. You can put mint leaves in here. I do not recommend putting fresh squeezed lemon juice in it while it brews out in the sun. Wait till you get it in, wait till you're done brewing it, and then squirt your lemon juice into it. I don't know, I think it makes it a little bit too sour, but you can do you. You can put lemon juice in here if you want to, all right? If you got fresh mint, you can put mint in it. It'll brew the same way as with the tea, and that's fine too. But since I like just straight tea, I'm not gonna sweeten this. If you want it sweetened, sweeten it. Sweeten it before, as you brew it or before you brew it. So anyway, what you need a quart size or a liter size container. Like I said, I usually use this quart size glass jar, but now I don't have to worry about it breaking in my driveway and sweeping up glass. I might cut a tire or something, or somebody barefoot or something, because this thing ain't gonna break. The Nalgene bottles, they advertise them in the US as 32 ounces, which is a quart, but it's really a liter. You see right there, it says 1,000 milliliters on the bottom, 1,000 milliliters. Excuse me, I'm not going to edit this. You know I don't edit nothing. I just go with it. All right, what you need not just a regular tea bag for the cups. You need the family size tea bag. So they'll say something like family size on them. Being from Louisiana, I like Community and I like Louisiana. Those are my favorite too. But hey, if you want to use a national brand like Lipton or Red Diamond, you know, knock yourself out. Use whatever brand you like. Oh, by the way, the Red Diamond ones, these are gallon-sized tea bags. And if I make it in that gallon pickle jar, sun tea in that gallon pickle jar, that's what I throw in there. So that's why I have the Red Diamond one. But we're gonna make a quart-size one. Community's not open yet. Lipton, Louisiana is, not Lipton. Made in Louisiana since 1902. All right, anyway, authentic Southern iced tea. All right, anyway. Says quart, but that's really a liter. I know it's a little bit more than a quart, but it works just fine for a liter. And all you got to do is take your Nalgene jar, right? I got water in here. It came cold out of my refrigerator dispenser. You know, it's filtered that way. I could do it out of the tap. Sometimes I do. But it's been sitting out here in the sun as I set up the camera and got all my tea bag props and everything out here. So it's not as cold as it was 20 or 30 minutes ago. Just put the tea bag in there like that. All right, I'll hold this down, do that. It doesn't leak. Give it a shake. And I'm gonna set it right over here on the tailgate of my truck. All right, and it's gonna brew right there in the hot sun. Takes about, I like it in around 3 hours, depending on how cloudy and how hot the sun is and the time of year. Sometimes it goes 4. You could do it all day long if you want to. All right, but it makes a really great tasting tea, and it's somewhere in between the mellowness of cold brew and the bitterness of hot brew tea, and sun tea is just fantastic. You want to sweeten it, whatever. All right, so we'll let that sit right there. Let me show you where it's at. My nasty garage, little tripod I use, and how I've set this up. All this stuff is gonna go right back in the kitchen. I just brought that up there for props, and now I just keep this here, and if it falls on the concrete, it's Nalgene. It ain't gonna break. He's gonna sit right there. That's sun, overhead. I'm gonna go from the east, that's west, that's east. That's my truck. You're looking east. You're looking north. You're looking west. So that you can see it's gonna be in the sun all afternoon. Be back in 3 hours. Well, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and that sun is bright. So, put it on here just before 12 and it's just after 3. So this is about a 3-hour tea. Now that's the cool thing about having a transparent Nalgene bottle. That opaque one, I can't tell the color of the tea, but that's the color of the tea I like. I like a 3-hour tea, all right? Now, the cool thing is it's plastic. Can't do that with the glass jar. And it's done. If you want to sweeten it, when you take tea bag out, this time to sweeten it. But some people sweeten it as it brews. So the tea's ready. This is a 3-hour tea. If you want to do a 4-hour tea, do a 4-hour tea. Heck, you want to do one all day, it'll be pretty strong and the bag will probably burst by then. But this tea has gotten warm. Like I said, the water was cold when I put it in there out of the fridge, right? Now, remember this, they sell these as 32-ounce bottles, but it's really a liter. And I actually got a little bit more of a liter. But it matters if I made a quart or a liter, and I'm gonna show you why, all right? So the tea is brewed, so what it's time to do is take this out of here. Now, if I'm sweetening it, if I'm making it for somebody else and I'm sweetening it, or I just feel like sweet tea that day, which is rare, I really just like straight tea. Now, I'm not gonna drink this right now because it's warm, and I'm American, we don't drink hot tea, we drink iced tea and hot coffee. We threw the tea in the harbor back in 1773. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it matters if this is a quart or a liter. Just a second. If it's quart, let's see what we got here. Temperature is 111.3 degrees, and that's what it brewed at, you know, if it's a quart. All right, 111.3 degrees. Now, if it's a liter, then it is 43.8 degrees. 43.8 degrees if it's a liter. So if it's metric, it's 43.8 degrees. And if it's marking, it's 111.3 degrees. But it's brewed nice and slow. So it's not like cold brew tea, but it's a solar powered brewed tea. And I'm gonna go in, throw this in my ice box. And that's the refrigerator for those of you who live up north. Anyway, put this in my ice box, but you could chunk this into a cooler with ice or whatever, and you got tea wherever you go in, and that's the cool thing about having it done in a plastic instead of those quart mason jars. I really like the Nalgene bottle, and you know, the thermo bottles, the Hydro Flask, the Yeti bottles, the Stanley bottles, whatever, that are thermal insulated with thermos, those are cool for keeping hot things hot and cold things cold. But if you want to get something hot and then cool it off, you need one that's not insulated like this plastic bottle right here. These things are, you know, leak proof and whatever. It wasn't quite tight, but anyway, I got tea, y'all. If you like to sweeten it, you like to put mint in it, you like to put lemon in it, whatever, now's the time to do it. All right, thanks for watching Big Lew BBQ. Nalgene bottles are cool. This is just the second one I've ever owned. And I'll have a link down below to that. ThermalWorks products. Even this cool silicone mat, link down below to that too. Thanks for watching Big Lew BBQ. All right, well now it's about 2.5 hours later. It's around 5:30 in the evening. And this has been in my refrigerator, not that ice box you saw earlier. It really is my ice box, but we don't use it. It's just a piece of antique furniture in the house. It went in my fridge, but we call it the ice box in the South. And it's kind of cold now, and I'm gonna pour some over some ice because it's iced tea. Now look, I do like straight iced tea, all right? I don't like it, I drink it sweet. That's not I'm gonna say I don't like it sweet, but I've drunk it unsweet since I was a kid, and I drink black coffee. I like plain iced tea. Why drink extra calories? I know some people say you gotta give up your Southern card if you don't like sweet iced tea. Do what I wanna do. I do what I wanna do, all right? And I like straight iced tea and I like black coffee. But sometimes you can sweeten it. You can sweeten it with sugar, you can sweeten it with honey. Yeah, that's right. And if you got sugar honey iced tea, well, then you know what you got. But this is a family show. You can use your artificial sweeteners, your pink stuff, your blue stuff, your yellow stuff, your green stuff, but cheers. That is smooth, smooth, smooth. Yeah, you want to put Tennessee whiskey in it? Yeah, it can be that smooth. And refreshing. Love sun tea. So it's not quite as mellow as cold brew tea, but not quite as acidic and biting and bitter as hot brew tea. I like both of them, but sun tea is just the absolute best, and it works in an Nalgene jar. One other thing I want to say before I go, you can sweeten, you know what Arnold Palmer is, where they mix tea with lemonade? I like to take unsweet tea and sweeten lemonade, mix that half and half. That's a good summertime drink. But you really don't have to do that. You can just throw in, instead of sweetening it with sugar or sweetening it with artificial sweeteners, you can throw in some, you know, lemonade mix, Kool-Aid brand, whatever this is, you know, store brand, but throw in some of this lemonade powder to it once it's brewed. Shake that up, and that is really, really good too. Thanks for watching Big Lew BBQ, Nalgene Bottle, sun-brewed, solar-powered tea. Big Lew BBQ, not things I want to do. I appreciate you.